How far would you go for someone you love? Today, we're diving into a heartbreaking true story from Korea about a man who gave a piece of his own body to save the woman he loved. He donated an organ to his common-law wife. But when the surgery was over, what came back to him wasn't gratitude. It wasn't a thank you. He came home to find the door code had been changed. And when he called her, the words on the other end of the line were these: "Pack your things and get out. We're done." What this man went through, let me tell you his story from the beginning. We'll call him Seongcheol. He was 51 years old, just an ordinary man living alone. He went to work, came home, and quietly got through each day. No real hobbies, no close family to speak of. Then one day, a mutual friend introduced him to a woman. We'll call her Young-suk. She was a divorcee, raising 2 daughters on her own. Honestly, Seongcheol said he didn't feel much of a spark at that first meeting. She looked worn down, and she barely said a word. But after that first meeting, it was Young-suk who started reaching out. She said she was worried about him living all by himself, and she began bringing him homemade side dishes. She'd pick up little household things he needed. Bit by bit, Seongcheol started letting his guard down. Then one day, Young-suk said to him, "I want to cook you a warm dinner every night." And before he knew it, she had packed her bags and moved right into his place. Just like that, the two of them began living together. But the peaceful days didn't last long. Not long after they started living together, Young-suk made a confession. "The truth is, I'm not well. I've been going to the hospital every week, and it keeps getting worse." Seongcheol was worried, of course, but Young-suk continued, her voice calm and matter-of-fact. "With my condition, it would be hard to register a legal marriage. But what if we just kept living like this, as common-law partners? In Korea, this kind of arrangement is called sasilhan, a recognized but unregistered partnership." Seongcheol nodded. He couldn't turn away a woman who was sick. From that point on, Seongcheol carried everything on his own shoulders. He worked to cover all the living expenses and hospital bills while Young-suk stayed home. But it didn't stop there. Young-suk's 2 daughters weren't doing well financially either. Seongcheol ended up paying their insurance premiums and giving them spending money. He even covered the full cost of renovating the apartment that Young-suk's younger daughter had just moved into, all because Young-suk asked him to. Have you ever felt that way? That when you truly love someone, nothing you give feels like too much? The money he poured in was far from small. Then one day, Young-suk came home from the hospital and broke down sobbing the moment she walked through the door. She said the doctors told her that without an organ transplant, she didn't have much time left. Through her tears, she said, "My daughters still have their whole lives ahead of them. They need to have children of their own. How could I possibly ask them for something like this? I can't do it." Can you imagine what was going through Seongcheol's mind as he watched her fall apart? Seongcheol said it never even crossed his mind at first. The idea of giving away one of his own organs, he couldn't have imagined it. But it was Young-suk who brought it up. "There's one way we can stay together. I'm too ashamed to ask my own children. You're the only one who can do this." And then she made him a promise. "I will honor you as my husband for the rest of my life. I have no debts, no other man. I'm going all in on you." Seongcheol agonized over it for days. Young-suk kept pressing him. "You can take time off work. The insurance payout will be more than enough to cover our expenses while you recover. Don't worry about a thing." After all that deliberation, Seongcheol made his decision. Once their common-law relationship was officially recognized, he agreed to the organ transplant surgery. When the person you love might die, how do you just look the other way? But here's where the real story begins. The surgery was a success. Seongcheol's organ was transplanted into Young-suk. Even while he was recovering, Seongcheol felt at peace. Just knowing that Young-suk could be healthy again, that was enough for him. But after the surgery, something changed. The woman who used to call him Yebo, that's darling in Korean, suddenly started talking to him differently. Hey, you, that's how she addressed him now. At first, Seongcheol brushed it off. He figured she was just on edge from the surgery. The insurance money she had promised? It never came. When Seongcheol, now struggling to make ends meet, brought up the insurance payout, Young-suk snapped at him. Why do you keep talking about money? Seongcheol was stunned. After all, she was the one who had assured him the insurance money would be more than enough. His body was still recovering, but he had no choice. He went back to work. He left home for about a month to earn what he could, and when he came back, that's when it happened. The door code had been changed. Seongcheol, in complete disbelief, called Young-suk, and this is what she said. Your things are in the storage shed out back. Take them and go. It's time we each lived our own lives. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. This was the same woman who had promised to be his partner for life. But the moment he gave her his organ, she threw him away like an old pair of shoes. Can you even imagine how he must have felt in that moment? But Seongcheol didn't just take it lying down. He called Young-suk's daughter, hoping maybe she could talk some sense into her mother. But the daughter's response was even colder. I appreciate what you did with the surgery, but couples can break up anytime, can't they? I'd prefer if you didn't contact us anymore. Seongcheol was speechless. With nowhere left to turn, he reached out to the friend who had introduced them in the first place and told him everything. And that's when he heard something even more shocking. It turned out that around the neighborhood, Seongcheol had been painted as the villain. Young-suk had been telling everyone, he only donated his organ because he was after my money. All he ever talks about is money. Seongcheol felt the strength drain from his entire body. But that wasn't the worst of it. An even more devastating truth came to light. Young-suk had been seeing another man, even before the transplant surgery. And that man was married. Young-suk had been openly bragging about him to people around her, calling him her boyfriend. The promise that she would only have eyes for him. The vow that she had no debts and no other man. Every single word was a lie. Seongcheol took her to court, but the judge ruled that an organ donation couldn't be classified as a financial asset, so the fraud charges didn't hold up. However, in a separate lawsuit against the other man for breaking up their partnership, the evidence was accepted, and Seongcheol won a partial victory. Later, when Seongcheol ran into Young-suk, she was completely unbothered. Take care of yourself, she said, as if nothing had happened. Seongcheol looked at her and said, I will never forget you for as long as I live. Even in the next life, I will hold you accountable. Seongcheol shared his story with the world because he didn't want anyone else to go through what he did. He loved someone with everything he had. He literally gave a part of his own body, and all he got in return was betrayal and lies. You can't put a price on a human organ, but the thing that's truly priceless, isn't it a person's sincerity? To everyone listening, please know this. There are people in this world who will take advantage of a kind heart. Please protect yourself first. If this story stayed with you, I'd truly appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Thank you for listening.